Bastyr University in Seattle. That's for naturopathic medicine, acupuncture, nutrition. So I left Vermont and I went out to Seattle and enrolled in Bastyr. And while I was getting ready to get into Bastyr, I took a couple of prerequisites because there's lots of requirements to starting this graduate degree program. And I took a class in Tai Chi. Tai Chi is that real slow moving exercise where it moves energy between your hands. And that was it. I was sold. I absolutely wanted to study anything about East Asian medicine and energy. And that's where I found acupuncture. Bastyr University offered a Master's of Science in Acupuncture Medicine. It was a 3.5-year degree program. And that's how I got into acupuncture. So part of my history is that I used to work on cruise ships. I was really lucky. There was a new program where they were trying out, would people try acupuncture while they were vacationing on board a cruise ship. And I got offered to travel around South America and do acupuncture, and I thought, perfect. I went on board cruise ships, and it turned out, with the right education, people are willing to try acupuncture. And wouldn't you know it, their ankle pain went away, their back pain went away, they felt more relaxed, and then they told everyone else on the ship, so they would come with me and try acupuncture. It worked so well that eventually I moved to corporate and implemented acupuncture on hundreds of cruise ships around the world. It was a great experience and I had a great time exposing as many people as possible to acupuncture.
So before I continue, I just want to let all of the winners know that after this presentation, we're going to do a group photo of all the winners. I'm not sure where Jeremy's going to want them, either out front or probably on the deck, but I'll let him determine that. Now it's my honor to introduce Kate Brooks, who is filling in some really big shoes today, representing Governor Phil Scott, who has a few words to say about this year's Wellness Person of the Year winner. Kate?
Thanks, John. It's wonderful to be here today on behalf of Governor Phil Scott, celebrating the best of Vermont businesses. First, I'd like to thank Vermont Biz and the Vermont SBA office for all their hard work to identify and magnify the good work of our business community. It's something they do year-round with little to no fanfare. Also, all the hard work it takes to organize and host this event each and every year. It's no small task, and they do a wonderful job. So thank you. Of course, I'd like to thank the Essex Resort and Spa for taking such good care of us today. Again, this is a beautiful facility that we're in. Today, we're celebrating several businesses, but as John noted, there's one award remaining, the 2024 Small Business Person of the Year. The winner of this esteemed award is Kerry, Boyle of Integrated Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. Integrative acupuncture combines traditional health and evidence-based medicine. Kerry is a licensed acupuncturist and has her doctorate in acupuncture. In 2009, Kerry opened Integrative Acupuncture Oriental Medicine in Montpelier, but her vision went beyond the capital city. Today, she has 13 employees at 3 locations, Montpelier, Williston, and Colchester, where her team offers herbal medicine, acupuncture, cupping, and massage therapy. Their patients run the gamut. They treat people who are just looking for a reset or to maintain their health. They also work with patients who are facing serious challenges like cancer diagnosis, an injury, or people who are struggling to conceive a child. In many cases, they accept insurance to help pay for it. On her journey as a business owner, Kerry took advantage of 2 SBA programs. She participated in the SBA's Thrive program, which is an executive level training series designated to help high potential small businesses grow. COVID presented new challenges for all Vermont businesses, and integrated acupuncture was no exception. So during the pandemic, Kerry used an SBA COVID relief program called the Economic Disaster Recovery Loan, which could be used for working capital and operating expenses. Kerry's creative thinking came into play during COVID. She needed to accommodate clients who wanted to maintain social distancing, so she added, a new offering. Kerry introduced flotation therapy at the Montpelier office. In addition to lots of water, the giant tub holds 1,400 pounds of Epsom salt. Relaxing in the tub is supposed to reset a patient's nervous system, reducing stress and pain. Integrated acupuncture also received help from the state of Vermont during the pandemic. The business received a $50,000 grant from the Economic Recovery Grant Program run by the Vermont Department of Economic Development. That program provided grants to Vermont businesses who lost revenue because of COVID. As if COVID wasn't enough, last summer's flooding dealt another blow to many Vermont businesses, including Integrated Acupuncture's Montpelier office on Elm Street. The Department of Economic Development was able to help once again, this time with a $12,000 grant from the Business Emergency Gap Assistance Program, or BGAP as we called it. The business used it for building repairs and replace some inventory destroyed by floodwater. And lastly, our Apex Accelerator team has worked with integrated acupuncture as well. Apex, as we noted earlier, we have some members from our team here today, helps Vermont businesses learn about and take the necessary steps to become a government contractor on the federal, state, or local level. Apex helped Kerry register to become a federal contractor and walk her through some of the processes of government services and contracting. Please don't be shy about assessing our services. We're here to help Vermont businesses of all sizes and all sectors thrive and grow. And I want to end by thanking Kerry and all the awardees today for choosing to become Vermont business owners and employers. Your hard work, dedication are an inspiration. Vermont needs you. And thank you to Kerry and her entire team at Integrated Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine for treating people with such care. Congratulations on your well-deserved awards.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Yay, Kerry! Woohoo!
Good evening. It's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Vanessa Leno, the practice manager at Integrated Acupuncture, who would like to say a few words about the Small Business Person of the Year, Kerry Boyle.
Hopped onto the website, which I found was this place was
Woohoo!
To introduce you to my foray in the beginning of small business and entrepreneurism. This is Real Locks. Real Locks is a business that was started in the late 80s when I was a preteen by my mom, who's here today. And Real Locks was a solid maple wood block. And I think it has a lot to do with the building blocks of entrepreneurism. And I think we all share a lot of this. And so I have a couple of building blocks here, including the first one, creativity. Now look at this interesting shape. My mom had been a kindergarten teacher for several decades when she came up with Real Blocks. She knew what kids wanted to play with, and she also knew how they learned. And so she came up with a really unique shape of Real Blocks. And of course, with this creativity of unique shape, you need to have a custom-built, very expensive machine to build these custom, creative-shaped blocks. And my stepfather spent a lot of time always fixing that machine, and maybe that's how I learned my swear words in my early years as he tried to continuously fix this machine. But this was the first fundamental of entrepreneurism that we share is creativity. The next one is vision. And we always have to have a vision in order to know where we're going to go with our business. And my mom certainly had this vision. You have to be able to see where the business is going in order to create that business. My mom was really lucky that as a kindergarten teacher, she had connections to some students' parents that were vice president at Toys R Us. And she was actually invited to pitch Real Blocks to Toys R Us executives. And she got up there onto this large building at the top floor and pitched Real Blocks. And wouldn't you know it, they fell for it and they gave her a huge purchase order for Toys R Us. She went downstairs, got out to the driveway in her car, had held in her excitement all this time and started dancing with excitement and joy just to look up and see the executives waving from up above. This vision translated into this purchase order that she brought home to our business of making the blocks in our garage. And we all kind of looked at her like, how are we supposed to get this purchase order done? And we started making Real Blocks through the night, every day, every night to try to get this done. And I'll never forget when the giant tractor trailer of Toys R Us drove down the suburban streets of New Jersey. There was no way this truck was ever going to be able to turn around. And the spirit of American entrepreneurism came through when those truck drivers understood that we didn't have a forklift, we didn't have a way to get these things onto their giant truck, and they all helped us load this first purchase order onto the truck. And through that, of course, the next building block is family. Because when you get that life-changing purchase order, there's not many people that are going to work through the night for you to fill it except for your family. Now, our family was pretty small. So here we are in the garage. My 75-year-old grandmother, she's got the dust goggles and the dust mask on, and she's working the belt sander. And my great aunt is next to her. She's 65. She's got the goggles and the dust mask, because boy, was it dusty. And she's working the hand sander and the palm sander. And I'm over there with my best friend Jen. We're planing the wood, but only when it was nice out, because the garage was not big enough to plane the wood through the giant pieces of wood we had to plane. So when it comes down to it, we all need family in order to run a small business. And the next building block, of course, is this hard work. And I saw that hard work in my family. I tried to avoid the hard work as a preteen and a teenager, so I took advantage of the only way that I could get out of working, which was playing sports. So I played sports year-round, if that meant I didn't have to work. But somehow that hard work did seep into me, and I integrated it, of course, to my future and to integrative acupuncture. Now we then entered the growth phase of Real Blocks, and we got more purchase orders. And we started expanding. We moved into a 7,500 square foot warehouse, then we moved into a 15,000 square foot warehouse. We even got a forklift. I learned to drive a forklift before I learned to drive a car. And we were building and we were growing. We made dollhouse furniture, and we made Lincoln logs, and we would pretty much make anything if there was a person that was going to try it for us. But even through 8, 9, 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and hard work, sometimes it doesn't work out. And businesses close, and electricity gets shut off, and cars get repossessed, and machines get sold off. And businesses sometimes don't work. And maybe that would not be success. Except we have these building blocks. We have creativity, hard work, family, and vision, and these come with us regardless of if our businesses succeed or not. The success is here, and it comes with us, and it goes to the future generations. We can take these into future businesses or just live our lives with these building blocks. Now, I have the gift of having creativity, hard work, family, and vision behind me when I opened integrative acupuncture 15 years ago. And we're so lucky to have been in business this long, to have 300 patients a week trust us with their care, and to have 13 employees in 3 locations. And I think the way that we can see business also comes from the fundamentals of the medicine that we practice, Chinese medicine. I think you can all picture the yin and yang symbol. This is the fundamentals of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And the Taoists, thousands of years ago, they understood the yin and yang balance and used it as a metaphor to explain nature and medicine. And I think we can explain small business and entrepreneurship through it too. You see, when I worked on the cruise ships, I would lecture about yin and yang. So maybe you can picture being out there on the party deck, and the Macarena's playing, and the margaritas are flowing, and the heat is out. This is all yang, so that's the white part of the yin and yang. It's very active and moving. But within that white, there's a little tiny black dot, and this is the yin inside the yang. And that would be when you need to take a little break from the Macarena, and you have some water, and you rest in the shadows and cool down a little bit. Of course, we wouldn't have the yin if it wasn't for the yang. We wouldn't have the shadow if it wasn't so bright and sunshining and warm out. Now, conversely, if you go back out to that party deck in the middle of the night, it's dark and cool, maybe you're feeling introspective and reflective, this is yin. This is the black part of the yin-yang symbol. But again, there's the little dot, the yang, the white. That would be represented in like a shooting star going by. And you get excited, and you see movement and activity and brightness. And of course, you couldn't see this star if it wasn't so dark out. So that is the yang within the yin. And in business, we have yin and yang too. So yin is the startup phase. It's writing business plans, and it's spreadsheets, and it's applying for bank loans. This is all yin activities of business. But then yang, we have to market, and we have to talk about our business, and we get to create signs, and we get really excited. And this is the yang, and we have both yin and yang in business. And it's a constant moving cycle of yin and yang. So we'll go through growth, and then we'll plateau, and grow again, and plateau. Another one of the fundamentals from Chinese medicine that we can see in business is the year of the dragon this year in Chinese cosmology. And we have 12 animal symbols that we move through, and this year it is the year of the dragon. But we also have 5 elements: fire, earth, metal, water, and wood that we move through. In addition to the elements, we have yin and yang. So every other year, we alternate between a yin year and a yang year and a yin year and a yang year. So putting all those together, this year is the year of the yang, wood, dragon. And boy, is it a year for entrepreneurs and small business. And this combination only comes around once every 60 years. Now the yang part we talked about, that's the movement, that's excitement, that's creativity, that's coming up with growth plans and new ideas. Whereas the wood is the tree moving in the wind, that is adaptive, being adaptive and being able to come up with a new idea and change. And then, of course, the dragon is the only imaginary animal in the Chinese zodiac of the 12 animals. So it brings with it a creativeness, a strength, a power, and just a little bit of magic with it, too. So I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone also. Thank you so much for hosting us. I'd like to thank the SBA and all of the opportunities that I've had through the SBA it's still unbelievable to me that so many people find us after we may be their last chance, having tried so many other medical things that don't work for them, and they trust us. They give us their trust for back pain, infertility, and complex medical conditions as well. So thank you to our patients. Thank you also